Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys I want to talk about a topic that, something that I guess you could say Konami announced about a week or so ago, and it got me thinking, it got my brain and my cogs turning in my brain and thinking about other things that Konami could do in the future. Now, if you may or may not know, Konami announced that they are going to be making a Yu-Gi-Oh! Monopoly game. That just sounds awesome. I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out and be played. But I know back in the day, Pokemon actually had its own Monopoly game. I think they made one or two different Pokemon Monopoly games. I played those. I used to own it. I used to play it with my brother and my friends. I played it when I was in college, actually, when my friends bought it. And for like 2-3 days, he brought it to his dorm, and we played Pokemon Monopoly. So I look forward to seeing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Monopoly as well. But it got me thinking about what are some other games that Konami could adapt into Yu-Gi-Oh! The first one that came to mind for me personally was the game called Life. It's not called the game called Life, but Life, where you pretty much roll dice, spin and advance through your life all the way from, I guess you could say, starting your adulthood, all the way to you getting married, having kids, all the way to retirement, I guess you could say. Pretty much that's what it is. It's the game called Life, and it got me thinking about an interesting thing that Konami could do with the game called Life. You could actually have, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Life. And what do I mean by that? So you start off fresh out of high school, do you go to dueling college? Do you go to Duel Academy? Or you just become a duelist on the street and work your way up to be the best duelist of all time, and as you get older, do you take on an apprentice and, get married and teach your kids Yu-Gi-Oh! And I know it sounds very crazy and stupid, but it got me thinking about the game Life, because I was like, oh yeah, you could, pay money to attend, Duel Academy, have to buy a house, so you have to balance, going like real college, really, like not going into debt and attending Duel Academy to become a good duelist, attending tournaments to make money, kind of using like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe as a background set for you trying to become the best duelist throughout your course of your life, imitating that title. You beat Yu-Gi-Oh! in a duel, advance 2 spaces, gain $500, play money, whatever, something like that. I could see that being a very interesting take on the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's something that they could try out, playing the game Life and adapting it to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Concept, maybe the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe from the show throughout the years. Other things I thought of was checkers, and I was like, well, you could king me and call me the king of games, but then I was like, that's kind of stupid. Chess would be one thing I could think of, but I know probably somebody's out there already made Duel Monster chess pieces. I've always seen those online. Other things I was thinking about was, just in general, how I would like to see Konami, because it is a gaming company, make a good Yu-Gi-Oh! Handheld game again. The last one they really made, they made the Duel Carnival. They made a very good one in, I think it's called The Memories of a Duelist, which pretty much has the Yu-Gi-Oh! Era, the GX era. It's for Xbox, I think, but I don't have Xbox, so honestly the last time I played a console game was about 2 years ago. I know that sounds very weird, but I haven't played console games a lot in the last couple of years. I'm not saying I don't like them. There's many console games I've always wanted to play, I just haven't picked them up. But saying that, I would just like to see them make a good handheld Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. That'd be something I would really, really like to see in general. I think another thing they could do, adapting to Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments and whatnot, is kind of what Pokemon did back in the day with the Pokemon Coliseums and stuff of that nature, or things of that nature. You could make a Yu-Gi-Oh! Coliseum where you have to build your deck from scratch, or use the concept where you could just type in the numbers, input your deck online, and just play, on your console game. That would be something interesting I think you could do. Handheld games, I would just like them to make another world champion, handheld game, because that's actually something that even in my area at the local Toys R Us, and even some of my shops around the area, my gaming stores and shops back in the day, was something they did a lot. They actually held handheld game tournaments, and for younger players that couldn't have access to the cards and players that couldn't have access to the cards, these were really cool tournaments for them to play. And I wish Konami would bring that back and update it and make it really, really good, not just copy and paste from a Yu-Gi-Oh storyline. Make something unique, you know, something individualized for a handheld Yu-Gi-Oh game, for like the 3DS, and make it really, really cool. I think Konami could really do that. They have the technology to do it. Do it. I would buy the game personally if you made a good game like that. Other games that got me thinking about that Konami could do is like a first-person game. So, you know, like you have the Sims game for Sims. Couldn't they do the same thing kind of for Yu-Gi-Oh maybe? You know, you could have it where you're going, you know, your character goes to Duel Academy and you have to go through the Duel Academy. You live like, it's like a first-person game. You know, it's like the Sims game type of, but there's a story to it, so you can progress, but you kind of can interact with your own universe, so to speak, and, you know, edit it and work it the way you want to. So those are just some ideas I thought that Konami could do for just other games in general they could expand upon, because this Monopoly game sounds really cool, but there's other things they could do as well, and it would be cool to see what they would do with it. So guys, tell me what down below. I mean, what do you think of this Yu-Gi-Oh! Monopoly game, and do you think there's other ways that Konami could expand the card game or just the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mythology and background further? I mean, granted, there are some old Yu-Gi-Oh! Console games that I really, really like. Duelist of the Roses being one of the best, my favorites of all time. The fact that they took on a real-life historical event that happened in England and applied that to Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just amazingly awesome. And I wish they would do something more like that more often. Memories of a Duelist, I think it was called, where you went back to Yu-Gi-Oh's, the original, I forget what it's called, it was kind of based off Duel of the Roses, where you pretty much went back to the Pharaoh's time and had a duel back then. And yeah, it was kind of dueling like you in the Pharaoh's time, you know, how to summon monsters and fusion, but it was still really cool, and it'd be something I wish Konami would delve into a little bit more and try out, because I think they could make a winning formula if they did that, and it'd be something different than what we usually play on DN and Dev Pro. It'd be a little bit more interesting, I would feel like, and also that you could probably maybe, and the one thing that always gets to me is that you could actually update the game. So it would be ongoing, it would be expanding. So you could update the ban list on it, you could update new sets that come out on it for, you know, a while. I think it would just be a really good idea and concept if Konami would just take the time and work on it. Think of it in the right way, it would work out maybe. But tell me what you think down below, guys. Till next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I'll see all of you guys next time. Seto Kaiba, I'm out here to next time, and good luck dueling to all of you. Take care, everybody.